Hi friends, welcome to Pictures and Paintings. Impalas are medium-sized antelopes found in Africa. When I came across a good reference, I really wanted to paint this. While it looks simple, the twisted horns and the different color patches in their face presents a very interesting challenge, and I really wanted to see if I can get a good impala painted. Can an impala outrun a cheetah? Watch this video till the end to know the answer for that, as well as to understand a lot more about impalas.
Like all my paintings, I started with roughly blocking the shape of the impala, and once I was happy with the placement, I started adding more details to the sketch. Face is one place where I spent a little bit more time concentrating and ensuring it actually looked like impala's face. As a little value add and add more interest to the image, I added a blade of grass in the mouth of impala to make it look as if it is having its meal. The structure of the horns looked a little complicated, so I tried to add as much detail as I can in the sketching stage itself. Many of us think impala and deer comes from the same family, but in reality, impalas are one of a kind. They are antelopes, which is different from the deer species. They are fairly social and tend to be in groups for most part of the year. And once the sketch was done, I used masking fluid to mask off places where I wanted to preserve the whites. I masked off all the grass blades which I have sketched with the plan to give a darker background, and then keep these grass strands hand painted and bright in the foreground, giving a sense of grassland in which the impala is grazing. I started my painting with the background. The flat brush continues to impress me with the kind of effect I am getting. Definitely, it's a big relief for me from my old ways of painting with the round brush. The way in which the thick and thin tips I am getting based on the angle of the flat brush is helping me create a lot of good variation. Once a base pass of the background was there, I started painting the impala from the horns. So I was really nervous because of the kind of uneven geometry it had. So I went slow, started building the painting in layers. Once the base pass was there, I started adding the dark value, and that's where I could see the grooves coming out well. And slowly I started relaxing a bit in an effort to keep the painting a little bit fluid. I let some paint spill over from the dark portions of the antlers. Did you know an impala can leap up to 10 feet in the air and can travel as far as 33 feet in a single bound? For an animal which is only 3 feet in height, this is amazing. And this agility makes it easy for the impalas to maneuver over and around obstacles. That comes in very handy when they need to escape from predators. And once the antler was fully painted, I moved on to the eyes. Earlier I had applied masking fluid for the white highlights in the eye. It gave me a little freedom to fluidly paint the eye once the dark areas were painted. Then I took off the masking fluid and gave in a little variation in the highlights just to ensure it's not one flat white area. And then the nose. Because I knew that the if I get the face right in this impala, it's going to go really well in how the entire picture is looking. Another very interesting fact which I came across when I was reading about impalas is that impalas, zebras, and wildebeest can actually recognize each other's warning cries, and it works to everyone's advantage if a predator is close by. For instance, if a zebra sounds a warning call, then any nearby zebra, wildebeest, and impalas knows it is time to flee. Interestingly, impalas are naturally anxious among the three and tend to sound a lot of false alarms. And zebras are known for not trusting their warning calls as much as the wildebeest. Interesting, right? So after painting the nose, I was doing both the ears, and the ears were straightforward. The only decision I had to take was there was a lot of fur or hair on the ears, so I need to be careful in indicating that the fur is there, but at the same time I did not want to go into adding too much of details in those region where I might end up having to add a similar fur detail on the body also. When I planned this particular painting, I planned it in a way where I did not want to paint the body fur. I just wanted to indicate a sense of fur growth in the body, but not get into details. Once a good base was laid for the ears, I went on to paint the face. I mostly used brown shades for this particular painting. And to give it a little bit more punch, in the later stages, you would see me add a little bit of orange yellow tone to help the antelope stand out from the environment. I wanted to maintain that balance where the antelope is camouflaging with its environment, but at the same time, it's easy for us to pick the antelope against the environment. So the initial pauses were pretty straightforward for me. One thing I had to be conscious is the impala has some white patches around its eye and in the neck. Wasn't sure how I would be doing it, but I still went ahead and initially left those portions without any paints, painted off around it, and then at a later stage I came in and gave in a little variation inside that, so that even the white patches has some interest in it. Can an impala outrun a cheetah? Impalas and cheetahs are two magnificent creatures which are very good at running fast. Impala is not fast enough to win a race with a cheetah, but it does have a trick that evens things out. Instead of just trusting speed, the impala normally escapes the cheetah by slowing down and quickly changing direction. This confuses cheetah a little bit, and impala uses that moment. Interesting, right? While painting, the other conscious decision was to make the lower half of the antelope's body more darker compared to the face. This is one way to keep the attention around the face. So I ensured I added a lot more darkness on the body. If you look at it, the most bright portion is around the neck and the face. And in fact, I ensured I did not paint the shadow of the ear falling on the face, which you can see in the reference image. I felt that keeping the face and neck bright would immediately attract the attention of the viewers to those regions and will help us get away with the rest of the picture, even if not much details are around. While most of this painting is with warm colors, to give it a little relief, I did add a little bit of green in the grass strands, but I did not want to overdo it. Like I told, I wanted to show the impala camouflage with the environment. Having very dark green or painting the blue in the background might take that feeling out. So what I consciously did was to keep my greens a little bit warmer, and it worked out really well. That's it. I was done. Please share your thoughts on the painting and commentary in the comments section. It will help us get better at what we are doing. And also don't forget to hit the notification. It will ensure you receive every video that we post on this channel.
Thank you for watching this till the end. See you soon in the next one. Until then, bye bye.